and so proud to talk about the RBI program and the Cleveland Guardians. So proud and honored to let everybody know that down in Florida, at the complex down there where they're going to be playing, and it's the Jackie Robinson complex. Just gives me goosebumps to say we have an RBI baseball team and a softball team in the area in the World Series, and this young woman is the skipper of the softball team, Alee Burke, who is the head softball coach at Trinity. Alexis, okay if I call you Allie?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
I said, we're old buddies, right? We're old friends, so I can do that. That's what it was for you. I don't want to be overly formal, but just talking to some people, they go, you better call her Allie. She's more comfortable with that. And what a great story you are, ending up your career in college at John Carroll. Had a few other stops before. You go to Trinity. Now, you had some other duties at Trinity High School, didn't you?
Yeah, so I'm actually the graphic designer for the school, and I also teach a class. So I do a little bit of everything around there.
How cool is that? Now, here's the thing. You had a great coach there in Leanne Anderson. Had you spoken to her before when she was going to step down? Has she ever pulled you aside to pick your brain that if indeed you'd like to be the head softball coach at Trinity High School?
So it was actually kind of by surprise. She had gotten a job elsewhere. She didn't know she was going to get this job. So it was kind of taking it in stride. And then her and the AD pulled me in, and, you know, I was going to be the assistant that year, and they asked if I would like to take over the program. So it was kind of cool how that all panned out.
Well, it's very, very cool. And you're not much older than most of the students, are you? Most of your players.
Yeah, I actually my first week working there, I got mistaken for a student, and they asked me where my ID was. But
hey, you know what? I'm a few years older than you. You'll get to the point where you enjoy it when people ask you for your ID. Okay. We're speaking to Alee Burke. She is the skipper, the manager of the RBI U19 softball team in Florida at, of course, the great Jackie Robinson complex where they'll be playing in the World Series. Alee, tell me about this team. How did it come together? How did you get involved in the RBI program? And I do want to shout out and I want to salute the Guardians for doing this.
Yeah, so it's actually a really great program sponsored by the MLB. It allows kids from the inner city who don't normally get to experience this kind of competition to kind of get out there, showcase their talents, and play against other elite players at no cost to them whatsoever. So I actually played for the organization back in 2016 and then had the opportunity to come back and coach, and thought it was just the coolest thing because this team gave me so much when I played for them. So absolutely, without question, wanted to come back and help out.
Now, you're in Vero Beach, Florida. When I hear of Vero Beach, I think of the Dodgers, even though I'm a Guardians fan. It seems like that's could you tell us Dodgers town in the off season?
Not so much. You can hardly tell. It's a beach town.
Well, you know, here's what's interesting, too. We have inner cities program, of course, from the United States. There's teams from Puerto Rico there, and there's teams from Nicaragua. And you'll think this is fun, is that my oldest son, it was a St. Ignatius. My youngest son was a St. Ignatius grade. I've had two that have gone there. And he did a mission trip to Nicaragua. And he said, Dad, they worked on farms, etc. And he said, Dad, there are more buildings with posters of El Presidente, former Indians pitcher at the time, Dennis Martinez, than there is the president of the country. So baseball means a lot there, and it means a lot in Puerto Rico, too.
Right, yeah. I mean, you get to meet girls and coaches from all over the place. Back when I played, we met kids from Hawaii, Houston, Dominican Republic.
Wow.
They kind of come from all over, which is really cool. You get to see their experiences and how they were raised and just how it's different from growing up here in Cleveland. So it's really cool. They even have this really awesome thing. It's called Breaking Barriers, and you submit essays basically about stuff you've overcome in your life, and you kind of get to hear about girls from other teams and, how they've managed to overcome these obstacles and get where they are today. So it's about a lot more than just the softball experience itself. It's really about, meeting these girls and, opening up your experiences with them.
That is so cool. Alee, how did you put this team together? How did it come together? Because obviously you're down in Vero Beach, Florida. You're in the World Series, the RBI World Series. So it's a pretty dang good team. How did you put it together?
So we had tryouts in the beginning of June, which sounds really close to when regionals was. But we had a very good turnout. We, sent it out to all the rec leagues in the area, just girls who might be interested. And myself and my 3 coaches, I cannot take anything away from them. They have great eyes for this stuff. And we just kind of took the best of the best, wanted to see, or took who we thought would, put us in the best position to win. Last year we did this, we went 0-4, and to go from 0-4 to 5-0,
Wow.
I think we made some good changes, and it, proved successful in the long run.
Are you a Cleveland? I mean, do young women have to be Cleveland residents to be on this team? Could it be from the inner ring also, or from any suburb?
So it's a vast majority of Cleveland girls. I would say probably 75% at the least are from the city of Cleveland. If they're not, they come from a very close distance outside of it. I think most of them are city of Cleveland, though, and then the couple that are outside are probably Fairview and like a Parma or something like that. Like, we're very close-knit to the city of Cleveland, and that's the goal, is to have a vast majority from our area.
And we have to shout out again the Guardians for making sure that the RBI is as strong as reviving baseball in inner city, as strong as anywhere in the United States. I can guarantee you that for a fact. Some cities, you talk to other sports people and they go, "We have what in our city?" They're not even sure of it. Now tell me this. I know you have to be very proud. What did you do to get to the World Series of Vero Beach, Florida? Tell me that journey there.
So it just took a lot of practice. So obviously we only had about 6 weeks together as a team, which makes it a little bit more difficult with that time frame. But I think the time that we put in at practice, outside of practice, really helped. When we went to Chicago, you would have never known these girls had only been together for 6 weeks. I mean, they really looked like a family. They played as one team. I mean, not one girl out there looked like they were playing as an individual or playing for themselves. It was really neat, because a lot of times when you don't really know each other, it's so easy to just be like, yeah, I'm here for my stats. I don't really care about the team, stuff like that. But looking at this group, I mean, they were all cheering in the dugout, whether we were, down at the time, winning, no matter what. They celebrated every play, every out. So it was just really cool to see them come together, really form this one unit that, in the end, that's what makes a team successful, is when they play as one and they don't play as individuals. So I think they took it more on themselves outside of practice with team bonding and things of that nature to really come together. But I think the time we put in at practice, they fed off each other, they helped each other. And, obviously you only want to listen to the coaches so much. So I think having that teammate support really helps them to want to be better and to be more competitive.
How are they feeling now? Are they in awe? Are they I've always said, confident means that you can do the job. Cocky is you think you could do the job. Are they confident? Are they in awe, though, of their surroundings? I mean, they're with the very best in the entire world, but they're one of the very best in the entire world.
Yeah, I think they're definitely excited. I told them before coming down just to embrace the experience. Obviously, when I was a player, you don't always realize what you're doing until after the fact, or, you don't really embrace all of your surroundings. So I told them just kind of take it all in. It's okay to be in awe. It's a really unique experience that not a lot of girls their age can say they've done, or been a part of. So I want them to take it all in, but at the same time, I want them to, stay hungry, stay competitive, and just have that excitement to be on the field that they had in Chicago.
Alee Burke is joining us. She is the manager of the Cleveland Guardians entry in the RBI Softball World Series 19 and under. Alee, I have to ask you this, and again, I'm not the kind of person that patronizes people. If anything, I'm kind of a caustic guy on occasion. But people don't realize we have some dear friends. One has a daughter that's a pitcher for Jackson. I've been out to see some of the Garrett Morgan high school baseball games, and in turn of seeing the young ladies practicing out there in that school on the near west side. This is and I'll say this in all respect, a brutal, tough game. People don't realize that is not a softball that they're using, okay? That thing's just, it's a round rock. Drop it and listen to the ping. It'll dent concrete. And, it's coming in there in a big, big way. This is a very tough game, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I played it my whole life, and, the people don't realize just how quick the game is, how much harder the ball comes off the bat than, it's just like baseball, but it's, much closer in. The fields are much smaller, so it comes off the bat. You have very little reaction time, and if you take it in the wrong spot, it's gonna leave a mark for a while.
No, I can imagine. Now, from Frederick, Maryland, to the Cleveland area, college, of course. Now you're staying. Are you happy with this location? Are you happy with the North Coast of America?
I love it here. I was born here, lived here until I was about 8, before my dad got a job down in the D.C. area. So we moved down there. And then when I was looking at colleges, I knew I wanted to come back home, be near family. So I'm glad they took the initiative to move back when I was in college, and now I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Well, this is a homecoming for you then, Gal. This is very cool.
Yep.
And we can't wish you nothing but the best, and we'll have to keep tabs on you next spring when the Trinity Trojans are back in action on the softball field. Alee, nothing but the best. Congratulations just for getting there. Please tell all the young women they're already winners and champions. I know they like to hoist that hardware, but there's not a lot of teams down there, which means you are the best of the best that are down there. And I cannot say thank you enough for repping the city like that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, and hopefully we have some good news when we get back from the World Series.
Well, I'll keep tabs on you, all righty? Take care, Alee. There you have it. Alee Burke, Alexis Burke. She is the manager, the skipper of the RBI, Reviving Baseball in Inner City, sponsored by the Guardians, of the 19U softball team that will be playing in the World Series at the Jackie Robinson Sports Complex at Vero Beach, Florida.